love the flow. 69, now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love. America first. America first.
I don't know if you could see that because I couldn't see the monitor, but I could have just as easily pulled this down and went, something like that, right? I see people do this with their hands. I'd like to thank them. Albert Bandera believed that we really don't do anything in life by pure choice. He didn't believe in choice, did Albert Bandera. And to a certain extent, B.F. Skinner, and heck, a lot of them. I just start shooting off names so you thought I was smart, but a lot of the psychology brothers. But we make some decisions. Some things we just do because we've seen other people do it. That's the only reason I put my hand behind that thing. I would have had no idea that would help in focus. So thanks to all you people. Hey, that reminds me. Diversity of ideas, not diversity of people. Now, diversity of people is a wonderful thing. You could have black, white, red, yellow. I love it. I grew up with 6 black gentlemen that are now gentlemen. When I knew them, they were just ruffian boys like me. Man, we were brothers, man. I would love to shout out some of their names, but this is an anonymous channel, and not like anonymous hackers, obviously, but anonymous. Well, I'm going to keep myself to myself, and, you all keep yourself to yourself. If you want to put your name on there, fine, but I would respectfully ask anybody that observes this channel that unless the hard bastard or Bering or Sargon, which he's come out like I have with his face, or myself, or anybody, no matter how big or how small their channel is, remember one thing. Here in America, we believe in privacy. You might ask yourself, well, what do you, Ogre? You got something to hide? Yeah, I got something to hide. Don't you? I got all kinds of shit to hide. And I don't want my wife to know I farted right before I started this video. I don't want y'all to see, watch this, I'll show y'all something. I don't want y'all to see that my desk looks like an ogre took a dump on it. I got a product here from InfoWars. He taught me into getting this here, I don't even want to say what it is. I don't want to, my mixing board is covered up. Look at me, my life is in ruins. I got a microphone up there, I ain't even hooked up there. In fact, right now it's a hat holder. I know this is weird and a strange angle. I'm doing it. The reason why, hell, I'm telling you all the truth. I pushed the button about 27 minutes ago and reckoned it was recording. But what I actually did was I just hit the button up there that turned it on, because I'm doing this in a really, I believe it's a crappy way. I'm hitting a button that forces this camera, this X922X Logitech, I'm sorry, I said that all jumbled, but 922X by Logitech. It's just forcing it to work with Windows Movie Maker. Look at me, I'm Martin Scorsese. Anyway, so it kind of sucks. But I thought I'd hit the button, and I went on a conscious stream of thought rant. And man, I was actually crazed up there at like the 26-minute mark. But thank goodness, I dropped 2 names, and I don't want to do that. I actually had a plan, like I said earlier, but now I actually have a plan, because I did this, kind of, once before. But the truth is, myself or no one else will ever be able to reproduce any video I do. It's all up here, man, in the cranium. The cavity. The vast, giant machine that whatever you believe, nature, I believe God, whatever you believe, somehow or another got in to this piece of bone, about like this, size of my fist, and somehow or another, it's not a question of memory, it's a question of recall, because your marvelous, wonderful brain remembers what day you were born. Not like the month and the date, but the day, like Wednesday or whatever, which I couldn't tell you what day I was born right now. It remembers what the temperature was. Tuesday, August 25th, 1985, if you were alive. I was. Your brain is so marvelous. So really, I'm doing this twice, but nobody could do what I do twice. There's no scripts. So I had this plan. I was going to show you my button and be like, man, I had a bastard of a day. There's no place that I'd rather be than right here with my rednecks, white socks, and blue ribbon bear. Something like that. and be like, I had a bastard of a day. You know, of course I'm plugging the hard bastard. Of course, man. You know, let me do a little janky. Of course I'm plugging him. Of course. I get so sick of them people. And look, I believe in a diversity of ideas. So it's almost like a duty in my heart that I gotta watch these people. I gave some shout outs the other day. Let me see if I can remember. Everybody knows the Young Turks, but let me see if I remember a couple of years. What was it? Stevens? David Seaman, I want to say, but I think it's, I don't know. I might be remembering that because of some Freudian stuff we are, you know, I don't know. David somebody. The dude that spit in, that's how I'm going to remember him, right? The dude that spit in Alex Jones' face. Hang on, give me a second. I will say, he kind of works for the Young Turks, but he does have his own deal. Jimmy Dorn, I remember it, Jimmy, because of your light. Oh, look, it's magic. He always does that same thing. He's, hey, you know, I'm going to say something. Jimmy Dorn, my brother, ain't you Jewish, brother? What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? Ain't you Jewish? Tell me the truth, as a brother Jew. Do you want somebody coming and taking your money? And I'm not saying giving it to the black. I'm saying giving it to a poor white person in the Appalachians. Is that what you want? I doubt it. Don't lecture me. I would do it. Hey, listen. I'm not going to get crazy because I had a bastard of a day. I donated $5 to the bastard today. It made me feel like $1 million, man. I'm telling you what. Give somebody $5. Give a brother $1. Give him $5. Not the bastard, but him too. But give a brother $5 on the street with a sign that says, I work for food. Give it to him. Watch him walk into the liquor store and spend your $5 on liquor. Know he's going to do it and have a merry heart about it. Give to that beggar at the gate. Give it to him, man. Help him out if you have it now, right? If you have it. And you know if you have it. Do you want the government to tell you when you got it, when you ain't got it? Is that what we want now? We want the government. Is that Lily whined when I said that? My dog, my Doberman Pinscher, you know the dog? My Doberman Pinscher just told y'all. She said no. She whined. She was like, no, I don't want my money taken from the government and given to anybody. Anyway. Conscious stream of thought. Stream of consciousness thought. A thought that is a conscious stream. That's all you're going to get from me most days. Tomorrow I have something really planned out. But the bastard of the day I had revolved around going and visiting a dear old friend. And like I did in the first video, I'm just going to shorten it up. The King. Check out the King of Estey. I'm only going to say it once. You get a little channel. I don't maybe not condone everything on there, just like I don't condone everything that the Young Turks or Alex Jones or the Hard Bastard or Sargon of Akkad or blah, 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 or Lacey Green, hell, there you go, or whoever, or the Black Hitler, or anybody. I don't necessarily support or condone what anybody does. I support and condone what free people do. The King of Estey. Christmas, about this time, Christmas Day. He took a header, man. Hard luck and trouble. People, I'm so glad I got to not push that button before I started, because at this point I was having a hard time keeping it together, and glad that I had my glasses on. And the King would not be happy if I wept. Especially not that he's alive. He's doing things that I can't believe anybody would be able to do after. No one really knows how long he was. I don't want to call it dead and over-exaggerate it, and I did the first time around. But it's too, okay, no one could get him to say anything. There's no pulse, no breath. When they found him, he had aspirated vomit. I'm not going to define it. For those of you that don't know what that means, go to school. Get a book out if you don't want to go to school. You can teach yourself anything. So what does that tell you? You know, what if you aspirate seawater? Are you in good shape? You all right? You good to go? You fine to go? You know, you've made it to shore, but now you've aspirated seawater? The answer is no. And so anyway, somehow or another, my brother made it from point A to point B in a meat wagon, hurry up, giddy up truck, and got up all the way to a place far away from Ogreville, man. It's actually kind of like Ogreville. And in fact it is. It's a beautiful city I'm not going to name, but it's in a state that kind of looks something like that. In fact, you know, it's like, I don't know, something like that. But, and it gets a bad rap, this city does. And don't begin with a D, don't begin with an F, it begins with an S. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to move on I'm pulling the Alex Jones. I imagine that dumbass does know something But half the time he's talking about, oh, I'm over there, we'll stop right there. What that really means, I'm going to translate that before I go on. I'm just going to digress this once on this and try to stay on topic. That means he don't know what the hell he's talking about. The man's lying to you. Not all this stuff is lies, but what happened to Jakari Jackson? Man, what happened to Jakari? Don't lie to me, Alex Jones. My idea is that you're so crazy that you're crazier than Trump. And everybody's seeing my buttons. You're crazier than Trump. You probably got a staff. You probably got your own personal assistants that go through the publication. I've heard you mention how many articles there were on you in a day. Grow up, boy. I digress. But my brother, after all this, man, hard luck and trouble has been the king's lot. If you pick up a book called Moby Dick, written longhand by Herman Melville, 1844, you'll read about call him Ishmael. Just call him Ishmael. And he talks about, I believe, now I've read the book many times, but it's a long book, and I can't be expected to remember everything by memory. I don't have it written down. So, don't quote me. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments, man. Correct me. But he's talking about, I believe, Staub, the second mate. You know what? It was King Post. So it wasn't Staub. Staub smoked a pipe. So it was actually Flask. Flask. I'm so glad I redid this. It was Flask, the third mate. And he said, he's talking about Flask. This is Ishmael. Speaking of Flask, Ishmael says, the world is divided. Let me start again because I'm going to let you know I'm paraphrasing this also. So any fanboys, if my page blows up, which I know it will, even if it's 2 years from now, don't be busting my balls too much. Help the ogre out. The world is divided up, says, look at that, man. I ain't cutting this stuff either. I'll try to get it together. But this is Ishmael again, speaking of Flask. They call him King Post because he looked like one of the bulkheads that went against the side of the ship. So Ishmael says of Flask, the world is divided into two parts. One are the cut nails, and the other are the wrought nails. And King Post, Flask, was one of the wrought ones, made to hold tight, to clench tight, and to hold long, hold fast. And brothers, sister ogres, of all colors, you all know one, whether you're Filipino. My wife talks about some of the Filipino girls at her work, and I swear the sun must shine out of where out of the Filipinos, because there's some good people I've never heard. And again, maybe I'm just racist or whatever. Sue me. Filipinos rock. So do black people, man. I tell you what, this country, not because of slavery. I'm digressing. I said I wouldn't. If the world was divided into two categories, wrought and cut nails, and the wrought nails were made to clench tight, hold fast, hold long, the king, just like the King Post, would be one of the wrought ones. Because after that time, laying there on his floor, I helped him lay the tile in it. Guy who knows, man, dead. He told me of strange dreams and visions, no lights, weird things, little girls telling him he was going to go to jail, and people waiting for him outside the window. But he told him, man, I got to quote him, King, don't kill me. He told me about this dream, but he said, I'm just in awe, and for once I'm silent, in awe, listening to this man that was just dead, gone, finito. Trust the ogre, I am not even stretching that part. No one thought he would live. No one thought he would regain, jump back in, take a dive into the stream of consciousness that we know. But he's one of the wrought ones. So he told me this fantastic dream of this big old farmhouse and this little girl. And she says, where are you going? He said, I'm leaving. She said, no, you can't leave. And he said, oh, yeah, I can't. You see that 2-pound bowling ball? And I actually did. I got a big mouth. I want to know. I said, stop. He said, 2,000? What'd you say? He said, 2 pound. I've never even heard of a 2-pound bowling ball. He said, see that 2-pound bowling ball over there, little girl? She said, yes, sir. He said, I'm going to take that 2-pound bowling ball. And remember, this is a dream of a man with a tube. It's called a vent. Everybody knows what a vent is, I hope, with a tube. It's like a mask with a hose going down, and they got to be careful to get the tube into the bronchioles and not into the esophagi, and so that it'll make you breathe, because without it, you're dead. And these are the dreams, the fantasy dreams of this man. And this is the kind of man he is. even in these fever dreams of death, he yet reaches for life because he told the little girl, see the 2-pound bowling ball? I'm going to crush your skull with it. And I know there's 2 men waiting outside the window. And when I'm done crushing your skull, I'm jumping out the window, smashing through with the ball first, and I'm going to kill those 2 men, and I will be free. And in awe, I looked and I said, King, what happened then? He said, I woke up. Oh, I mean, good, listen, I believe when you die, you sleep. If you care to, ask me why I think that. I believe that eventually you may wake up. You're going to wake up, okay? I ain't going to try to pussyfoot around about what I believe. Very succinctly. You die, you sleep. You live for one reason. To do what you know is right in your heart. Not the SJW heart, the real heart. The heart that if you're the ant and the door's knocking and the grasshopper says it's cold outside, Mr. Ant, let me in, I'm dying. You say, I'm sorry, Mr. Grasshopper. I'm so sorry that you're dying. I can't let you in because if I do, my wife will die. I told you in the summer to plant your crops. Son of a bitch, I ain't stopping the tape. You were put here to do what's right. What you know is right. I don't have to tell you what's right. That means if somebody's hurt, whether they're black or whether there's just the Samaritan passing along, seeing someone that he ain't supposed to like. It doesn't matter. You do what you know is right. The king is one of the wrought ones. Made to clench fast and tight. Hold long, hold fast. And boy, many a smile has he given me in the world, many a laugh. For 17 years, the man would stand in one place while they killed big animals. Well, they killed, he'd get me right. I really believe Pig Day was Wednesday because I'm Jewish. I don't want to touch a pig or be around them when they're being killed. They squeal. The pig is a smart animal. They're smart like a dog is smart. A cow is stupid. Eric was the first one that told me that, and I started to observe him, and I realized he's right, man. The cow is the stupidest animal. Oof. I might have to edit this. But the cow is the dumbest animal there is. I witnessed this gentleman, the king, pull a piece of plastic for holding a 6-pack together out of a cow. The guy had a cow. He was supposed to be a farmer. He didn't know how to take care of animals and junk all over. There's something wrong with my cow, Eric. So now let me check it out. Eric wearing a suit. I mean, dude it up. He had I believe it was an Armani on that day, man. Beautiful tie, matching his thing, matching his deal, matching his watch, matching his hat, matching his hair ties. I'm not even exaggerating. The king is the king. I'll tell you, when he gets duded up, he's the king. He's the dude. Reached, took his jacket off. We happened to be in North Carolina at the time. Took his jacket off, threw it over the fence. This guy's jaw, Lumbee Indian, man. You know, good people, them Lumbees. Lumbee Indian. Which is really just the black folks intermarried with Indians, and they got to be badass, is what happened. And they took over this area. Smart individuals, man, really shrewd dealers. Some people call them gypsies, so I don't really know. I was always told they were gypsies. Anyway, if you ask one of them, they'll generally tell you that they're mixed African with American Native Americans. Reached his hand in that cow's mouth, grabbed that thing from that piece of plastic, pulled it out, and said, oh, there's a problem right there. I mean, it really was a moment like you see in a commercial where the mechanic is pointing at a spike this long sticking out of the tire. And he's like, oh, there's a problem right there, ma'am. And, the tire's flat. And she's saying, well, it's only flat on one side. I can't see how bad it can be. And then, he washed his hand off and the little hose and put his coat back on. The world is divided into 2 categories. My friend, the King of Estey, will be one of the wrought ones, not one of the cut ones, one of the wrought ones. Made to clench fast and hold long, hold fast. I keep saying that backwards. I'm telling you, I'm really emotional, folks. But the king woke up, man, told me this fantastical dream, and I've had a bastard of a day. So this is what made me feel better. Screw it, I can't even remember if I put the plug on the first one or this one. I'm just going to say it again. What made me feel better is I came back, and an individual that I do not always agree with, he uses language that I do not always agree with. Some of the language that he uses makes me offended. All I have to do is say I'm a Christian, and he knows what it is. Do I think that that's one of the things that he should know about in his? No, not really. I think if it ever becomes one of the things that he should know about in his heart, that a man like he seems to be, a genuine man that will say, look, this person's been accused about something terrible. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence, young Turks? You can just come out and blurt this out. This person's a racist or a whatever. And good gracious, don't talk about pedophile. Don't even say, I'm afraid that I was going to talk about Pizzagate. I'm afraid to say pedophile on here. I figured a hard bastard fucking show up at my house, excuse my language. I'm emotional, man. That's my second beer. I do not drink. Show up at my house with an F and, and be like, hey, you said pedophile, man. I think he sounds like he's from somewhere around Maryland or Pennsylvania. I think you said pedophile, man. Bam, bam, bam. That's the last thing that the Ogre ever sees. It's like brains on the wall, man. And just coincidentally, my brain spelled like Pizzagate. Anyway, I'm sure he wouldn't do that. He seemed like a genuine guy. I did like this because I actually this is what I did to make myself feel better. I actually have it open right now. The only thing that will be in my comment section, other than like I have my description in my comment section will be, other than like the Ogre talks stuff about whatever, will be a link to the Hard Bastards Patreon. And I'm gonna, if you watch it, I hope you watch mine. I watch yours. Some of your stuff's long, but you're entertaining, man. I won't even lie. You can make 30 minutes fly by, and sometimes when I'm doing my work, I listen to you. I'm gonna ask it publicly right now to leave in my comments if you mind if I record your stuff so that I can listen to it while I'm working around the chicken yard. It would really lighten my day up. So what I did was I came home, saw my friend too. I said, no, I hope I didn't belittle that. I mean, daggone, started crying like a 15-year-old girl stood up for prom. But sometimes a man's got to cry. If you think you can't cry and you're a man, that's what the English do. I don't want to say the word again. I already slept. But you know what that means, you English, and anybody else that thinks a man can't cry. English keep a stiff upper lip, but when father is at home and the tears fall, family comes around him and they gather around him because they know their father just don't weep like a fairy girl. All right, anyway. So the king's alive. I come home, and I want to feel a little bit better. Went out, got my fire going in my outdoor boiler. And I came in. I'm looking. I'm trying. I'm getting frustrated at this point. Not right this second, but at this point in life. I'm rewinding for you. As I'm looking at his Patreon for where I can just give like a quick dollar. Give a dollar. I just want to give a dollar. I want to PayPal it up, give a dollar. Well, look, man, I don't know. I've never done anything like this. So I probably PayPal charges the brother some money just because I gave him a dollar. So he might get 80 cents. And then, of course, Patreon got to charge, right? I can't imagine they do it out of the kindness of their heart. So then, now he's down 80 cents, down to, man, might get 70 cents. I don't know. It's better than Africans get. Listen to you Africans. When they put them babies on there and flies around their eyes and stuff, they talking about give to the children. Them fat hogs eat it all up, man. The children might get 2 cents on the dollar. But I opened up his Patreon right before I got frustrated and let my emotions overrun my day because I wasn't able to work in the fresh air today and work hard and get my emotions out. I clicked on his Patreon, opened it up, realized no PayPal. I clicked the button. Then I gave the man $5. I'm not saying the brag was $5. Come on. How many of y'all out there that can afford this? And then you got Steven Crowd over here crying to belly. Listen, Steven, I'm sorry, man. I will tune in, but you lied to me. You told me that the content would not change. You lowered how long your show was that day. And you're going to go, oh, well, I'm still giving you free content, and I still do all the other stuff. Listen, boy, you got famous because of me and because of other people that watch you. Don't charge me that. At least let me pay you by the month $5. Don't try to hit me for a hundo. Whatever. Daggone. I mean, I would give it to Gay Jared if I saw him right now. I'd pull my wallet out and be like, hey, Gay Jared, man, come on. If you take the shirt off your back right now, I'll give brother $100. And I would do something like that. People know me, know that I'm not joking. I'll give him $100 and I'd offer it. I'd give brother $100. And if Gay Jared took his shirt off, give it to me, man. It'd be hanging on my wall. It'd be up there, Wall of Fame. So I pulled it down and I gave him $5. And man, I'm going to tell you, man, when I click send, and I don't know, he might think I'm a weirdo now. I have no idea. He could come back and be like, listen, man, dude, don't ever comment on my channel again. It's getting creepy. You're talking about giving money to me and stuff. No, it's only because I just ran into this person. And you want to talk about shit. Listen, eventually, Well, somebody's come here that came there, that come from the Young Turks, and all this equality and help them and help thee and help thou and whatever, but don't help yourself, don't ever do that. Well, then help the brother out, man. You know, give the man, and it will make you feel good. You get this bubbly up feeling. Boy, am I ever rambling. Do good to your family. I said it earlier. The day I said that, I just found out about my bro. I'm not going to share anything else about it except for probably his dreams. If he's calling a fact, man, he knows it too. King, I hope you can see this, and if you can't, I hope you see it on my phone when I come see you tomorrow. But I'd like to have him on the channel so he can tell you. He has a book coming out called There Are No Bars in Jail. If you've hung in here this long, I might as well give you a little teaser. No bars in jail. First time going to jail and doing 45 days from the perspective of a man that had never had a jaywalking ticket. It's a wonderful tale. I mean, it's true. It's all true. I wouldn't know, don't get me wrong. The King, I'm sure, sometimes the fish will be, instead of this big, it'll be this big. But not this big, and he will have caught a fish. You see what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. He won't just BS you and tell you, this happened and it didn't even happen. So if he's saying something went down, it went down. I'm going to have a nice little quick sip right here. Listen, I'm going to put this in as straightforward English as I possibly can. Because if I say this came from the Torah, or this came from the Quran, I hope I said that right, my Muslim brothers, or this came from the writings of Buddha, or I rolled the coins and I got this out of the I Ching, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. So I just want to give this to you in human words, in English words, and if you think it's wisdom, take it, and if you don't, don't. I read a book one time, and it said, do good to the ones that do bad to you. Give to those who spitefully use you. Be nice to the ones that mock you in public. Because when you do that, it's like putting hot coals all over the top of their head and then hitting it with the billows. Excuse me, the beer is bubbly. You dig it? It says to do good. And then if anyone knows which book that comes from, put it in the description if you think you're smart enough. And if you don't, let me give you another one from a different book. A man falls 7 times and gets up. And a lazy man falls once and stays there where he is, laying down. Sorry for that pause. I actually had to search my mind to get another book there for a second. I feel a little ashamed about that. I should. And so should you if you don't read. I'm going to end this. You know what? I was going to get up, but I'm not going to pause. I'm not going to pause. I'm not going to cut anything out. So instead, I'm just going to tell you, there is a book called Illuminati, Fact and Fiction. Not fact or fiction, fact and fiction. Illuminati, Fact and Fiction by Mark Dice. Now, if you're not a reader, don't be scared because it's about an inch thick. Because look, man, Mark is, A, he's a really good writer, and B, there's a lot of footnotes. I said it about another one of his books. He doesn't just go blah and tell you, there you go, eat it up. He actually gives you good stuff. One more thing. Adam Kokesh, Freedom. What a man. Adam Kokesh. Adam versus the man. I tell you what, that's my Jewish brother from another mother. We all come from Abraham, don't we, Adam? Give me a spow on that one, man. We two Jews that can cruise, man. I'll tell you that right now. Love you, brother. I'll tell you what I love about Adam the most. Whatever he does, if you want to help him out, you can. But if you don't want to help him out, you don't have to. If you don't want to go see a brother in jail, you don't have to. I didn't. I could have. If I really would have wanted hard enough, I could have drove to where he was in jail, and he would have undoubtedly loved to visit, even if I could have just been outside the jail the whole time. Anyway, look, I'm getting close to the 30-minute mark, and I am going to cut it at 30 minutes. So I just recommended 2 good books. In Freedom, you can have Adam Kokesh read the book to you. You can, if that's what you did, you can do it. You can have Adam read it to you. Just type in Freedom Adam Kokesh on YouTube, man. He reads the book to you right there. Excellent book, man. And what a great guy. He stuck true to his word. I think if you met him, I think you have to pay to get it delivered. Now, maybe wrong. He may be just sending the books out. But you can, like I said, you can get the free audiobook. I think you can get it free on Kindle. Anyway, I don't want to speak too far about that, because if he's charging on Kindle or something, or if he has it on Kindle, I'll stop myself, because both of these men, and Steven Crowder, hey, he's good, dude, and all, man, but, and I don't know his situation. Hey, listen, this is stream of conscious rant. I ain't afraid of you big boys, though, whatever. You can probably squash my little channel or send a million trolls. I even heard the hard bastard say it. Bring them on, man. Bring trolls on. If you troll me, you got to come watch me. And then you might get a little bit of realism. Diversity ideas, son. Get the diversity ideas, baby. We could have diversity of skin tone, too. That would be damn badass then, man. If it was diversity of ideas, skin tone, I guess that'd be the ultimate. I don't know. Doesn't really matter as long as you have that excellent diversity of ideas. Love all y'all, man. I reckon today I do. Even though it's been a bastard of a day. Remember, do good to the ones that don't do good to you. And be quick to agree with your adversary when you're right there with them. That way you don't get no trouble. Love your family. Forgive them everything, no matter how big. Don't go down the road later on and think to yourself, man, if I had to do it over again, I'd tell that sister, or I'd tell that brother, or I'd tell my dad, do it now. Do it soon. Because in a moment that you think not, your loved one will depart from you. If you tune back in here in a minute, I'm going to let this fix up, do its dealio while I record another one. I'm going to play a song called The Wreck of the Old 97, most famously recorded by Johnny Cash. And it's all about loving your family, because you never know when they'll just be gone.